What do you think of his comments, CC? Do the Rockets needing 7 games do the Warriors rather needing 7 games to beat the Rockets make you think that the Cavs here now have a chance?
Oh, no, the Cavs got no chance.
That's it.
I mean,
this is still the Warriors, the Warriors.
The Cavs got no chance. I tried to think about the last 20 years. Have I ever seen a team this decisive an advantage against an opposition in the NBA final? And I was hard searched in my brain. Nick and we went over a couple.
I think the 0-1 Lakers and Iverson Sixers would be the one that jumps out because they had no answer for Shaq. They had no answer for Kobe. Like, that's the one.
Right. So, no, it's nothing. We knew that these were the 2 best teams in basketball. And
in Houston and Golden State,
yeah,
not Cleveland
absolutely.
And Golden State. Yes.
No, we know that LeBron James is clearly the best player in the world. Now it's just a matter, can they win a game? Can they win 2 games? A great series for the Cavs would be to win 2 games. Acceptable would be 4-1, exactly like last year's final.
Yeah, I mean, listen, all year long I have said the Cavs will make the finals. I've never said a word past that.
You never went further, nope.
And had Houston won that game, and if CP3 really was going to be out for another week, then you can start saying, okay, what does LeBron have to do to take? But there is no math to do here. We talked about it earlier in the show. Like, other than LeBron, there isn't a player on the Cavs that cracks their rotation. Like, CC mentioned, well, could Kevin Love take David West's job? Sure, but David West's basically out of the rotation.
Yeah.
Could Tristan Thompson take JaVale McGee's job? Sure, but JaVale's out of the rotation. I do, though, find something that Steph said a little, I don't know, entertaining. When he talked about, listen, we were tested this year. It was hard this year. What is also true, and this happens, injuries are always a part of sports. I get it. But usually, at some point, they even out to a degree. The Warriors' first championship, they did not face a starting point guard the entire playoffs. In the NBA Finals, Kevin Love was already out. The Cavs have played them to overtime in Game 1, and then Kyrie breaks his kneecap, and he's done for the series. The year they won the title with KD, Kawhi has the Spurs up nearly 20 points in Game 1. Zaza injures him. They do not win a game in that series. And then this year, they're down 3-2 to the Rockets. And in the game, they go down 3-2. Chris Paul pulls his hamstring, and they don't win again. Meanwhile, not Steph, not Clay, not Draymond, not KD, have missed a single conference finals or NBA finals game in this run. The biggest injury they've suffered is Iguodala this postseason, who is their 5th most important player. That's just good fortune. That is good luck. That they have not suffered the injuries and their opponents have. You can say Chris Paul's was coming,
just at a different time.
But Kawhi's wasn't coming. The Kyrie's wasn't coming. Kevin Love's happened before they even got to the finals.
Could you squint a little light a little bit at the end of the tunnel, sort of by saying this is a Warriors team that plays up and down to its competition. This is a Warriors team that maybe came into that Rockets game last night knowing CP3 wasn't there, didn't really turn it on until the 3rd. They seem to do that all the time. And maybe in so doing, LeBron could find a way to eke out a game, 2 games, maybe 3 games.
Yeah, they go up and down on people's head. This is the best team that we've seen in our generation of basketball. All right? This is who they are. Talking about being lucky. They got 3 of the best shooters, and definitely 3 of the best shooters ever on one team. The way they pass the basketball, their ability to be able to get stops, all right? Because there's something about Houston and their whole system and how they get all this analytics and they're going to shoot all these threes. Let me tell you what they did the last 5 games offensively.
Yeah, it didn't.
All right? 85, 95, 98, 86, and 92 points. The greatest offensive team that we've ever seen, all right, the Houston Rockets, that's what they did the last 5 games. So how lucky do the Warriors? Not only are they great shooters, but they do play great defense, and we don't give them credit for that.
Listen, well, I think a lot of people do give them credit. Their first championship, they were the #1 defense in basketball. The year they won 73 games, the #1 defense in basketball. They fell off a little bit once they got KD, but their offense went went to another level. This is an amazing basketball team. It's the best third-quarter team I've ever seen. It's the most talented team I've ever seen. But I'd be lying if I didn't say they also have been incredibly fortunate on their path with the injuries to their opponent and the lack of injuries to them. As far as the Cavs do not have the defensive discipline to play 40 minutes. 30 minutes.
Or the athleticism.
Yeah,
I mean, if you individually break them down, it's not about, they're not a good, JR is not a good defender. Kyle Korver is awful. Kevin Love, just as bad. So, no. And the main reason why there's no way to victory or squeaking or squinting or ever going blind is because they can't win on the road. Right? They're not going to be able to go to Oracle and be able to win a game. So they automatically come back down 2-0.
Listen, you got to play 46 minutes at least of great defense to beat the Warriors. The Cavs haven't played a playoff game where they played more than 22 minutes of great defense. They don't got the horses. I wish they did.
Don't even show up, Cleveland. Just stay home. They've already got you beat.
We'll see what LeBron does, but they don't got the horses.
So, Nick, are we being a little too harsh on LeBron's supporting cast? Should we ease up a little bit on the guys around him?
No.
Okay.
Listen, if Steph's point is that every single guy in the NBA would bust your head at the park, well taken.
Of course.
The 450 best basketball players alive, 435 of them are in the NBA. There's a couple in Europe and a few that just never got their lives right, and they're out on a blacktop somewhere. But yes, I understand that compared to the mortal American, yes, these are the best players in the world. But you can't compare them to regular people. You have to compare them to each other, to the other people in the NBA. And I mean, I can boil it down to as simple as this. Of the final 4 teams, there were 11 guys averaging at least 15 points in these playoffs. Every team has 3 of them. One team has 4 of them, except for the Cavs, who just have LeBron. The only guy even averaging 15 points. The whole reason C is nearly as big of a LeBron guy as I am. And the whole reason C has said this is a bad team, that you've doubted them, it's not because of anti-LeBron stuff. It's because you don't trust his teammates to perform consistently at all. And that's been well-founded skepticism. So, no, I don't think we're being too hard on LeBron's teammates.
Hey, Steph, pick up your phone. You can. We're going to do a fantasy. You can have any of them except LeBron.
They're all NBA players.
Which one you want? Mm-hmm. Which one you want? And let me know how he improves your team. I got one guy. I got one guy that they'll take, and it'll improve their team. And they probably wouldn't even take him. They can have Kevin Love, and Kevin Love becomes David West.
Okay. I was going to say, I was wondering, and David West is out of the rotation.
There you go.
Right.
Okay, so they can have any of the Cavs, all 4 of their starters outside of LeBron, and they can't even get into the rotation. That's how bad the supporting cast for LeBron is. JR, how bad has he been?
The worst.
Oh, let's say he's going against Klay Thompson. You talking about, let's go tell of the tape? JR shooting not the last week's games. No, not game 6 and 7. For the playoff series. How many? 18 games? 38%. So I'm sure that JR, they're terrified of JR. George Hill, oh, yeah, his days in Sacramento. Oh, yeah, he scares them an awful lot. Tristan, he's the only one with LeBron shooting above 50%. He's playing well, but no, Steph, let's not. Now, I understand as a pro, yes, they're pros. You're going to respect them. But I guarantee you, no one from the front office, Draymond's not calling the way they called KD
right.
when they lost to LeBron before.
I mean, that's the thing is, you look at the 4 teams that were left as of 48 hours ago, so we can expand it past just these other 2 teams. Forget just the Warriors, one of the most talented teams ever. What Cavs players are breaking into the rotation for Boston? Like George Hill as the backup point guard for Boston? Sure.
Yeah, because the backup point guard was hurt.
It was injured because they didn't have one. Who are you taking? Would Kevin Love have been the 7th man for Houston? Sure. But there's not a player on the Cavs other than LeBron that would start on any of these teams.
Jeff Green could probably get Jordan Bell's minutes because Jordan Bell is a young player and everything. He does provide a lot of energy and everything for him. But that's about it. So you're hard-pressed to even try to create a scenario where you would look at the Cavs players and be like, you know something? I really like what I see. And it starts with Kevin Love. Like, it starts with Kevin Love. When you see
But it's not even like Kevin Love has been like the guaranteed number 2 this entire postseason.
Kevin Love has been horrible.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
No, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, it's the truth. There's no need to sugarcoat it. He's supposed to be an all-star. LeBron is the only player playing without all-star players. So I don't care what Steph Curry says.
And when you mention JR's shooting percentage, people might say, he's shooting a lot of threes. Okay, Kevin Love. Kevin Love shooting 38%. He's 6'10". Like, I mean, and I understand he takes a lot of threes, but they were running a lot of post-ups for him, trying to get him to jump hooks. This is, I mean, people might say, now one guy we haven't mentioned his name. People say, Kyle Korver. Korver's a guy that, here's the thing with Korver, who I have tremendous respect for and can't believe he's still playing in year 15. Man, Korver might go 4 for 6, give you 16 points and change the game. Mm-hmm. He also might do what he did in Game 7, which is make one shot, be a defensive liability, and be borderline unplayable to where you have to stick with JR. Like, there is no level of consistency from these guys.
The Cavs have so much talent. Their second best player, Kevin Love, we were helped by his injury. Oh, how would you be helped by that? With Jeff Green being as athletic as he was, they didn't have the mismatches they had in the previous period. They had targeted Kevin Love in the Celtics. The Cavs, I can't guarantee, we talking about Chris Paul, would he have been there? I can't guarantee if Kevin Love is there for Game 7, the Cavs have a better shot of winning compared to what Jeff Green did. I don't know if Kevin Love can duplicate how he did that.
So how does LeBron James talk about how incredible an accomplishment this without throwing his guys under the bus? Because the only reason this is an incredible accomplishment is because he single-handedly got them here.
No, because it's a team sport. And LeBron has done this. He's managed this. There's no one that's been better at being a superstar than LeBron. It don't pay to tell the truth. He knows what he's working with. LeBron knows what he's up against.
And he has to build up their confidence, even if it's not working. Like, it does not help him to say, while our friend Steven Jackson joked about, and he was correct, LeBron's been very self-congratulatory. It's never been at the expense of his teammates. He's never all year long taken shots at them.
Yeah.
He's been very good about that. But this is one of the benefits to the Cavs role players all being replacement level. Is they're the one team that can suffer an injury? And it doesn't really change the math for you. Like, Kevin Love's their second best player. He's out Game 6, out Game 7. You're like, well, it doesn't really change my projection.
No, they got better.
Right? Because if everyone is playing at replacement level, when they get replaced, you don't drop off that much.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.